Hey everyone, I'm going to do a quick energy check-in today for divine counterparts. So that's going to be the connecting energies between the feminine and the masculine, okay? Divine feminine, divine masculine. Twin flames, soulmates, you and your person. This is a love connection reading. Really doesn't matter what you choose to label your connection as. The reading's either going to resonate with what you're going through or it's not. If it resonates, it's your message, it's your reading. If it doesn't, tune in another day, okay? I do use the terms he, she, him, her, masculine, feminine. Please know that they have nothing to do with gender or sexual orientation. They're just the terms that I use to get us through the reading. And what else? I offer personal readings. So if you're going through it with anything, could be career, could be family, stuff with your kids, doesn't have to be a divine counterpart reading, although I do plenty of those as well. If you are going through it and would like some guidance and some insight, want to know what somebody's intentions are towards you, what you should do, shoot me a DM and I would love to work with you. You get a lot of bang for your buck when you book with me because the reading is just like how I do here. I pray and meditate over the cards and which decks to use and pull all the cards off camera so that the entire reading that you're paying for is me explaining the cards and giving you the guidance, okay? So let's get into today's reading. Card at the bottom of the deck, overall energy between the feminine and the masculine is spirit of the flocks. We've got gossip, rivals, posse, okay? So I do feel like, especially on the masculine side, but no, I shouldn't say that. I'm hearing no. This is on both sides. That there's kind of like a vying for power, you know? The funny thing is you both want the same thing. You both ultimately want to be with each other. But you want it to be on your terms. You know, the masculine wants it to be on their terms and the feminine wants it to be on their terms. I'm not really feeling gossip with this card. What I am feeling is that both parties are leaning heavily on their friends and their posse, so to speak. The feminine is, I wouldn't say gossiping, but I'm picking up on a feminine who is ruminating not just in her mind, but like talking about this with her friends, okay? Just because she's obsessed with it, so it's just coming out in a lot of conversations. Whereas the masculine, you know, there may be some masculines doing that, but the masculine is more so a tight-lipped type of a person, but he is hanging out with his friends to in a way to help distract. He wants to be distracted from thinking about this, okay? Because both parties are suffering here, okay? The feminine energy is in the spirit of the witch, okay? We've got magic, psychic, sorcery. So I'm hearing a bunch of things here. What it all comes down to is I think it was just yesterday that the feminine was moving on. Now, this could be a different collective, okay? So for those of you who are still in the energy of yesterday, this isn't for you, but I do feel like there's a lot of people in the collective I've been picking up on. It's got a very bipolar energy. It's like they're doing good for a little while and then vroom, something happens and they go right back to the obsession and the rumination, okay? So this person, you know, the feminine that I'm picking up on today is not, you know, calmly moving forward and standing in her divine feminine power. She is trying to figure out where she's obsessed, okay? Maybe trying to manifest him in, doing some spell work. She could be looking, you know, at tons and tons of videos and reading up on how to manifest in your person type of a thing. Maybe booking or even pulling cards herself, like kind of upset, not even kind of, I'm hearing no, not kind of, obsessively trying to figure out what's going to happen and where her masculine is at. So that could be pulling your own cards, using a pendulum, whether you're looking yourself, or maybe you're looking yourself and you're going to other people for guidance and advice. I'm feeling like kind of like a grabby energy. You know, she's obsessed, okay? Here, we're back to someone who's so focused on union. Until union happens, she's not going to be happy. But we've got here barrier. And again, I feel very strongly that this is a divine block. The divine is closing this door. So there's nothing that you can do. I mean, you're not going to go up against God. You know what I'm saying here? And this is divinely blocked. And you have to, the feminine here has to understand that the masculine has free will, and both parties are being, but she especially, because this is, you know, clarifying her energy, she's guided to release this, to accept the divine block, to release this and focus on her journey by herself. Okay, the masculine is in spirit of elixirs, intoxication, uninhibited and shameless. Okay, so he may be excessively drinking. He may be, I'm feeling like I'm picking up on a masculine who is numbing a lot. So going out with his friends, drinking, dating other women, flirting with other women shamelessly. Anything that he can do to get the feminine off of his mind is what he's doing, okay? Because she intoxicates him. So he's trying to block her out. He's in a depression, okay, with a fall card. Now, fall could be significant in a relationship, the period of fall, autumn, but this is my depression card. He's very nostalgic. These feelings and these thoughts are creeping in a lot, and he's trying to block them out, doing anything he can, because it freaks him out. This makes him, he's got a lot of fear of commitment for sure, fear that he's going to lose her, but then again, he's not choosing her. This all stems from inner child wounds. And we do have third party. Now, a third party doesn't necessarily have to be another person. In this case, I feel like for the majority, it probably is. Again, this third party isn't you. No one compares to you, but he's doing anything and everything he can to forget the feminine, you know? So what is he going to do? He's going to go try to find some other girl that he can hang out with. And just like drinking, it may work for a little while, but, you know, it never works long term, okay? But I'm sorry. I am hearing third party could also be work. It could be, it's basically anything and everything that this masculine is doing to put you out of his mind. So whatever, you know, whether he's a gambler, it could be gambling, I just heard. For a lot of people, it is work, okay? Connecting energies between the two, we've got spirit of the skulls, depression, illness, melancholy, yeah. It's heavy on the divine masculine side, although the feminine is not, you know, happy-go-lucky here. And this is, again, like I said earlier, inner child wounds. Both counterparts are being strongly guided to focus on their self-worth, to refocus away from the connection and to refocus on yourself. And then we did get both the twin flame and the soulmate card come out, okay? So again, this is just a very deep soul connection here, but you're really guided to let go and focus on yourself. I asked what else we've got going on here. We've got the camera card. Now, what I'm hearing with this is that you're both kind of stalking each other, whether that's looking at social media, whether it's asking people what's driving by each other's houses. You're trying to keep tabs on each other, okay? Again, feminine especially, I feel like she wants to talk. She wants something, okay? She wants some sort of conversation. For some, she just wants a text. That's what she's telling herself. But then once she gets that one text, if it's just like, hey, how's it going? Sorry, I've been busy. Something like that. Once she gets that, she's going to want more, okay? What's happening here is that with the hammer card, it's like you're sabotaging things. And the feminine is as well. And with the mask right after that, I do think, the funny thing is, I do think that the masculine knows when he's sabotaging things. I do think the mask is also saying that the masculine is wearing a mask and has worn a mask when it comes to the feminine. A lot of times, he doesn't show his true feelings. But what I'm hearing specifically with the hammer and the mask today anyway, is that the feminine is sabotaging things here for herself and for this connection. And she's not being honest about it, okay? She thinks there's a feeling like you think you've surrendered and you haven't. Not today is basically saying it's not going to happen right now. It's not going to happen today. It's probably not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen when you want it to. And then here's the thing. It's going to happen when you stop needing and wanting it to happen. That's when it's going to happen. When you finally surrendered and you are zen and you're really not thinking about it anymore, that's when it's going to happen. Okay? Messages from your person. I'm sorry I couldn't do right by you. I feel damaged, like I just can't do this. Seeing you reminds me of the things I know deep down, and that's not easy to deal with. Maybe we're just too different. I feel badly for the way I treated you. You didn't deserve that. Lying was just easier for me than telling you the truth. Okay. Guidance for anybody resonating here. First card out, this has been coming out a lot, is round and round. This is, you've been doing this a lot, okay? A lot. You're being challenged to not hop on the karmic merry-go-round, to hop off and to stop doing what you've been doing. Are you going to do that? I don't know. Remains to be seen. Here and now, in the reverse, whether this is in the upright or the reverse, it's always telling me that you need to be in the now, okay? I always tell people when this card comes out, read The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Very, very helpful, especially for twin flames and anybody who's obsessed and ruminating over a connection. But when it's in the reverse, it's telling me that you are really not living in the now. Okay? You're either finding your mind drifting to the past, that nostalgic type of feeling, thinking about the good old days, or you're very, very concerned about the future and what's going to happen and needing to know how, when, where, why, and how much longer you have to wait, okay? Here's the thing. When you're not in the now, you're leaking power. You're leaking your power to manifest the life that you truly desire. So you need to come back to the present, okay? The now is all that matters. Come to the edge in the reverse. This is telling me that there's a lot of fear. The reason you're doing this is because there's fear, okay? Both parties are extremely afraid that they're going to lose the other person. But here's the thing. If this is your divine counterpart, if this is meant to be, there's nothing you can do to lose them, okay? Fear is leading you into places that you don't need to go. You need to have courage despite this fear, okay? The more you dwell on the fear, the more real it's going to become, okay? Milk and honey in the reverse. This is when we want to turn to numbing and to pleasure. It's like when we want to drink away our sorrows in hopes that they'll go away, but then they come back later, okay? It's like wanting to turn towards something comforting, something that's going to make you feel good in the moment, but you're going to feel worse than you did at the beginning if you do that, okay? So this is your warning. Your warning not to do that. Like, practice extreme self-care. Do it before you engage in behaviors that you'll regret later, okay? And then we do have the mending card. I think this came out yesterday as well. This is going to come back around, but not in your timing. With the go the distance card, this is preparing you. I mean, this isn't a sprint. This is a life thing. This is a life, it's a marathon. You do have the strength and the endurance to do it, but you have to trust that, and you have to stop trying to control it. The more you try to control things, the more it's going to elude you, okay? Last but not least, we have trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform, okay? So accepting it and not trying to change it, that's what's happening here. Sending you guys all lots of love and light. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.